Alright, so let me have you hop up off the bed real quick so then I can kind of like show you again. Alright, so I'm gonna have you stand over here, that way that we don't flash everybody your butt. And then they don't flag us on Facebook.
I value that also.
Alright, so the first pose we're gonna do is like just like what you were doing before on the bed. So you're gonna turn kind of diagonal towards the window. And then you're gonna push butt back. So like you're gonna basically push your butt back. Kind of like you're gonna do like a squat.
Okay.
And then you're gonna take your hands right here and we're gonna kind of pull up. And when you do this, you're just gonna kind of kick out this hip. Yeah, so you kind of feel very contorted.
Okay, so very.
Yeah, or you can even like, you're gonna movement. Like kind of like we were talking about, like movement. That you can kind of move your hips here and then kind of like take your hand placement.
Just slowly, just so you can catch.
Yeah, so if you want to just start with this first,
Okay.
then I'll take the picture and then I'll let them see what that looks like.
Okay.
So, and then, I'll move the camera so that so you can go ahead into that particular pose. And then, yeah, perfect. Yep, and then you're just going to kind of push back a little bit. Yep, like right there. Perfect. And then I'm going to have you take and grab like right here. Yep. And then I'm going to have you look kind of like over the shoulder. Yes, perfect. And then eyes closed. And then look right at me. Perfect. And I'm going to have you change hand placement, which is going to be kind of like this. And if you want to just kind of let one of those straps, yep, perfect. And then you can look out the window. Awesome. And then I'm going to show them, and then I'm going to show you. So you guys can see what that looks like. And then I'm going to show her so you can see.
Do you want me to tell you the stuff that they commented or whatever?
That is beautiful.
I love it. It's very like, just even zooming in, like if you were like just.
How are you able to catch that?
I don't know how to. Just talent.
I love how that looks. The way, especially with the background and the bed, it's just such a clean.
We've been talking about color contrast like all day, so like that's, and I love that the, like just so you look at this one, you see where your chin.
Oh wow.
Just bringing.
Just you telling me to just guiding me through small changes completely changes the picture.
Yes, so I'm going to show them really quick what that looks like. So this is one of the images you guys can see, and then just a slight shift of her chin up makes a huge difference and changes the pose entirely. So a lot of the poses that we're going to do with you vary as far as like the placement, and it's just literally just guiding you guys chin up, look this way, eyes closed. Most of the time your eyes are going to be closed, so people kind of like freak out by the idea of like looking at me, and that's totally fine. So what I do is I just have you have your eyes closed, and then I'll have you turn your head here or there, eyes open, I'll get you to laugh, smile, something like that. So it's very, very simple, and it's easy to like follow along. Unless I do something very crazy, and then I don't know.
You're always getting me to laugh.
Yeah, I'll get myself confused. Get all like, no, wait a minute, that doesn't look good. No, don't do that.
And then it ends up looking like perfect. It's like, seriously?
Yeah. I always say I look like a giraffe when I'm posing because I have very long arms and legs. So a lot of my posing for myself is very different from most people. So the length of my arms. My length of my arms are very different. My legs are very different. So certain poses I put myself in to a client, it may be a little different. Like arm placement, for instance, utilizing this. If you are chesty, something like this, we have to kind of play around with different things.
That's a good point.
you know, you're kind of playing around with it.
Depending on different body types, it can just work different ways. Okay.
So it doesn't matter your body type, but we do the same poses across the board. So there's no, we don't do set poses for plus size women and then set poses for, you know, women with your body type. We don't do that. They're pretty much the same across the board. The only thing that really changes is the flexibility of the client. And we can manipulate all of that 100% with pillows, angles on chairs and whatnot. So you just have to be open and willing to kind of play around with the ideas. And you're kind of shut off or nervous, it will show. So we really do try to get that communication going and conversation going.
I don't think it's possible to be nervous around you, Robbie. You're just not possible.
I try, but sometimes I feel like I'm super awkward in general, and I'm like, oh my god, my awkwardness is showing. I'm not a people person, but I love interacting with people.
You're our people person.
I'm just people person for people that apparently they're in lingerie. That's it. So, all right, we're gonna do 2 more poses, and then my daughter who's holding the camera.
My legs hurt.
You know, and her legs hurt. Well, you gotta walk to your child.
Okay.
So the next pose we did very similar. Actually, I like what you're doing right now. So actually hold it right there. So it's perfect. Just hold it right there. See, and this is another thing. I may go off of something else and then it changes. It never really stays the same. You can see just a. It's just something very simple.
See, but that's the whole inside. That's an inside. That's an inside, yeah.
So you guys can see how simple the pose is, and she's just doing her normal thing. Just bring your chest just a little bit more. And again, that's another thing. Sometimes you're just doing something and I love it, and then that's what we put it at. So as far as the wall goes, the first pose, kind of like what we did before with the other piece. We're going to bring your hands here and leaning this way. And we're going to have you look straight on this time. And then pull down the mask so you can kind of see how my lips are. You want to go, bring your lips open. So you want to kind of breathe out of your mouth, out of your nose, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So we'll start with there and then we kind of work our way as far as the posing goes. So, and by the way, I'm never this dressed up for your shoot. Like, I'll never wear jeans for your shoot. So, today was a dressed up day. Even my hair was a hot mess in the first video and I had to fix it. I was like, did not anybody tell me I had a sharp bump in my head? Like, did nobody tell me that? It's like,
It was not noticed.
like, there's like a bump in my hair. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's your day, not my day, so it doesn't matter what I look like.
You look gorgeous, Robbie.
Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to have you turn and, yes, just like that. And then I'm going to have you hold your body right there and then just turn, look at me. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to have you take maybe this arm and kind of go like this. Perfect. You can see. It looks very powerful, like a very.
It's just a small gesture too.
Just a change. The hand placement.
It's a whole. It's just it's so surreal to me. It's still just very surreal to see how a finger placement, a hand move, a shoulder really changes the whole image. It just is.
It's very mind blowing. It's very simple, and anybody can do it. Any body type. You just have to like. And trust the guidance.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Because I hold my breath when I'm nervous religiously. So I'll be like I'll look so scared and like whenever you're like, it's very calming because I have to remember like, it'll be okay.
Well, it's funny because today I didn't realize that either that I hold my breath when I take pictures. That I didn't know. And we actually just like literally came up with this. And I'm like sitting there like, I can't breathe. And I'm like, I gotta take my mask down, I can't breathe. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, maybe, and she's like, you know, you were talking about being nervous, and I was like, you know, self-consciously, I may be holding my breath because I'm trying to get that shot and not shake. And then it's like, well, that explains everything.
It's like Soko's like, okay, I got this. I'm gonna get this right.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. The body holds so much inside of it. It's like,
it does. And believe it or not, if you are tense, your shoulders will be tense. So the biggest important part of all of it is really just to kind of relax. You're gonna be vulnerable. That's part of the process. So there's no way to avoid it. Being vulnerable allows for you to have, you know, a newfound love for yourself. It's like rediscovering yourself. Because if you basically never become vulnerable, you never allow yourself to basically rediscover yourself. Being vulnerable is, believe me, I don't like it. I don't like it. When I did my boudoir shoot, I remember it was like, oh my God, let's just get this shit over because I can feel it. But then when I remember myself, like reminding myself, like, this is about being vulnerable. This is about, you know, letting myself and my body just kind of express myself. And all of my boudoir shoots that I've ever done are about breaking chains and being physically, like, I feel like I've always been physically held down, like I can't do anything. Like, people have made it seem like, oh, you'll never do this, or you'll never do that, or, you know, no one will ever love you, all of these different things. And my boudoir shoots, and everyone takes things differently. Like, this is, again, my experience is going to be different than yours and yours. No one's across the board, even if there's similar paths. So for me, it's about breaking the chains and releasing myself, not allowing someone to hold me down. If I get to be vulnerable, I'm allowing someone to take control. I don't realize how much of a control freak I am until I realize, like, when I'm trying to hand off jobs to my beauty ambassadors, and I'm like, oh no, I'll just do it. But really, it's allowing someone else to help you and guide you. So again, if you're ready to be vulnerable, if you're ready to trust me to show you, then this experience will really change your perspective. But you have to come in with an open mind, and you have to come in with the opportunity to trust the other person, which is not easy to do. And if you don't like something, it's about being comfortable enough to vocalize it. Like, if you don't like a certain pose, or if you're feeling uncomfortable, or maybe the piece isn't working or something like that, vocalizing different things really does help, and it also gives me a better opportunity to guide you or give you suggestions. And another thing is, please try on your lingerie before you come in for your shoot, because that is one of the biggest takeaway things I can honestly give every client. I know it's scary. Shopping for lingerie is not the most exciting experience for everyone. I can vouch for that. So try on your lingerie, and believe me, standing straight in a mirror is not going to do any justice for your body. So curve your body, get with it. Like, just have fun with it. Your body's going to show you a different perspective when you're standing like this. Like, oh, I'm thrilled. I'm in lingerie. Believe me, this is what I do when I put it on. And then when I do these different things and, you know, I move my body, I feel more comfortable. Again, try on your lingerie. Come in with an open mind. And honestly, even if you're a little bit scared, that's a good thing, because it will result in, like, extreme excitement towards the end. And Savannah's over there like, oh my God, I'm so done holding the phone.
Yeah, my arms hurt.
It's amazing what an 11-year-old complains about. I'm teasing you. I love you. Alright, so that's pretty much what I want to explain. And I'm going to get back to photographing and trying to finish the promise that I told the lingerie designer that I have slacked on extremely. It's really hard to find 20 people to take pictures of and try to do all these different things with your regular schedule and work schedule. So, not always a possibility. So, if you guys have questions, any questions, even if you're not ready to book, come to me. I'm more than happy to answer them. We do set up phone consultations. That is the best option to give you a better perspective of how things flow, and then also kind of get a better idea of my personality and to ensure that we are the best fit. Because if we're not the best fit, I am going to refer you to someone that's going to better be suited for you. That is how it works for me. I'm very honest about that, and I would rather someone be like, oh, you know, maybe this isn't what I want to do, rather than come in and be like completely unsure the entire time, and then the end result is not exactly what you're kind of hoping for. So my thing is like, meet with me, talk with me, whatever it takes. I've had clients that have literally taken 2 years to book, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong. So whatever you choose to do. The beauty ambassadors are happy to answer questions as well. So if you don't feel like super comfortable coming to me, you can reach out to them, and we will be sharing 2021's beauty ambassadors with you guys within the coming weeks. It is all taking time to put everything together, but the 2020 beauty ambassadors are still available for questions as well. So you guys can use those, you can reach out to those ladies and ask them questions and whatnot. As far as pricing goes, general pricing is on the website. So you guys can take a look at like the starting price point for everything. I'm very transparent with my pricing. There's no hidden anything. So you guys can take a look at that if you're curious about that and that's one of your questions. But otherwise, it's pretty simple. It's fun. I try to have fun. We spent most of the time talking, really.
It is tons of fun. It is super fun.
So, thank you, ladies. I'm gonna give my daughter a break so that she can go get her food and that she's not complaining about her arms. So, bye, y'all. Talk